IT minus of I1 plus I2, which is equal to 0 according to KCL. According to naming of the loop, we have to apply the KVL. So here the loop is starting from point A, ends at A, as it is a closed path. Current entering side is positive, leaving side is negative because current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Hello everyone, I am Maitri, Faculty of Physics, Vidyashram, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. We are at the session 5 of chapter 3, Current Electricity. In this chapter, we will understand Kirchhoff laws, the last concept of this chapter. Before that, let us understand electrical circuit. What is an electrical circuit? Electrical circuit consists of number of resistors and cells which are interconnected, sometimes in a complicated way. Such interconnections of circuit elements and energy sources is called electrical network. You know that the components in the electrical circuits are of two types. One is active component and another one is passive component. About this we have discussed in the previous session. So here the cell is a energy source and the elements like resistors and capacitors are connected in complicated way. Such connections are known as electrical circuits. Now, in electrical circuit, a point where two or more elements connected is called a node or a junction. Observe this picture. This is the point where number of elements of the circuits are connected. The point is known as node or a junction. Same way, we have another picture. Look at this. So, the point where two components are connected, that point is known as junction. And we have 1, 2, 3 junctions or nodes in this picture, where it is a point where two or more elements are connected. Next is loop or mesh. What is a loop? A loop is a closed path for current in a electrical circuit. Observe the picture. So this is the closed path for the current and we have 3 loops and also we have a loop inside this 3 loop. So these are the closed path for the current which is known as loop. Then what is a mesh? A mesh is also a loop that has no other loops. You can observe the 3 loops here. These are mesh. If there is no another loop inside this, then it is a mesh. If there is another loop inside that loop, then it is simply called as loop. So this is the difference between the loop and mesh. You can also figure out it by the picture. Yes. Next is Kirchhoff current law. The first law of the Kirchhoff laws is Kirchhoff current law, which is also known as KCL. Kirchhoff current law. What is the statement of Kirchhoff current law? The statement is the sum of currents entering the node is equal to the sum of current leaving the node. So to apply Kirchhoff law, first you have to identify the node in electrical circuit. Here is an example. Look at this. This is the point where 3 circuit elements are connected, in which I1, I2 are the current entering this junction or node, and the leaving current from this junction, let us consider it as IT. According to KCL, sum of current entering current are I1 and I2, their sum is equal to sum of the currents leaving the junction or the node. Here it is IT. Therefore, what is the value of IT? IT is equal to I1 plus I2. This is the use of Kirchhoff current law. You can find out unknown current in a circuit using the Kirchhoff current law. Or you can also rewrite this equation as IT minus of I1 plus I2, which is equal to 0 according to KCL, the first law in Kirchhoff laws. Here is another example, example 2. So this is the node or junction. In this or to this node or junction, I2, I1 are the currents entering and I3, I4 are the currents leaving. By applying the KCL, sum of the current entering is equal to sum of the current leaving. So, according to KCL, I1 plus I2 is equal to I3 plus I4. Therefore, the significance of KCL is law of conservation of charges. So, it explains the law of conservation of charges. Yes. The next law is Kirchhoff voltage law. So, the name itself gives the meaning what we need to find it. Means to what it is used. In a complicated circuit, to find the voltage, you can use the Kirchhoff voltage law instead of Ohm's law. Yes. The statement of Kirchhoff voltage law is the algebraic sum of EMF, means it is across the cell, EMF is equal to algebraic sum of products of current and resistance. Current into resistance gives voltage. You must know that the product of current and resistance gives voltage, and you have to find voltage across each part. So this is Kirchhoff voltage law. Let us apply the Kirchhoff voltage law, that is KVL, to the circuit. Observe the circuit. So to apply KVL, first you have to consider loop. Consider a loop. So what is a loop? Loop is a closed path for current. So here the closed path is A, B. Let me consider this point as F, F, E. For this A, B, F, E, I apply the Kirchhoff voltage law. How to apply Kirchhoff voltage law? So first let us start from A and we will continue B, F, E and we will end at A. Let us end at A as we complete one loop. For this loop, to apply the KVL, you have to know the sign convention. Let us mark the sign convention in this loop. For the cell, this is the negative terminal and this side is the positive terminal. And current I1 is entering the resistor R1. You know that the current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Therefore, this side is positive and this side is the lower potential side as it is flowing from higher to lower. Next, reach B, from there F. When from F to E, you have a resistor R2 in which the current I2 is entering from E and leaving F. So, the side of E is positive terminal and F is negative terminal because the current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Then we have the cell of EMF E2. For this, the sign convention. The longer line is positive terminal and the shorter line is negative terminal. Keeping the sign convention, let us apply the Kirchhoff voltage law. According to naming of the loop, we have to apply the KVL. So here the loop is starting from point A, ends at A as it is a closed path. So let us start from A. Yes, A, clockwise direction. When I start from A, I reach the first cell whose EMF is E1. EMF is E1. For this EMF, what sign convention I need to consider? So that depends upon our direction. So I am from A to B, in which I first reach the negative sign. So I consider the first sign, that is negative. Negative of E1. The rest of the elements also, for that I need to consider the first sign which I reach. Yes, let us next find out the voltage across the resistor. The voltage is given by I1 R1. For this, the first sign which I reach is positive, therefore I1 R1 is positive. From B, let us move to F. B to F. No component between the point B and F. Okay, next F to E. Yes, from F to E, we have a resistor and cell. Yes, while moving from F to E, I have a resistor R2 across which the voltage is I2 R2. And what the sign convention I need to consider? The first sign which I reach here, it is negative. Therefore, I2 R2 is negative. And next is the second cell between F and E, whose sign convention is positive, as I reach positive first. Now here we have completed the loop as there is no component across E and A. So this way you have to apply the KVL for a circuit. The second loop, let us consider EF, C, D, E. EF, C, D, E, which is the closed path of the current in the circuit. For this loop, let us apply the KVL. I start from E, then I reach F. So in between E and F, I have the second cell E2, whose sign convention is negative. Why? Because I reach the first sign here is negative. Then from the second cell, we have a resistor R2 across which the potential is I2 R2. And what is the sign convention? So the current is flowing from E. So E point is positive terminal and F point is negative terminal. In this two, I reach first is positive. Therefore, positive I2 R2. From F, let us continue to C where no electrical components are. Then C to D, in between these 2 points, we have the resistor R3 across or through this. The current is I3. The current is from D. So D point is the high potential and C point is low potential point. From C to D, we are moving where I have the first sign is negative. So negative of I3 R3. Then the third cell across this, let us mark the sign where I reach the first sign is positive while moving from C to D. Therefore, E3 is positive. Sum of all this is equal to 0. Sum of all this is equal to 0. You have to equate this to 0 according to the statement of KVL. This is Kirchhoff voltage law, where for a complicated circuit you can find out the voltage. Using this KVL and KCL, let us find out the balanced condition for Wheatstone bridge. Here is the picture of Wheatstone bridge. In Wheatstone bridge, we have 4 resistors of resistance PQRS, which are arranged quadrilaterally, and this PQRS are resistances through which the currents are I1, I2, I3 and I4. And here between the point B and D, we have a galvanometer. The resistance of this galvanometer is G. Current through that galvanometer is IG. What is the current through the galvanometer? Current through the galvanometer is IG. And this is connected to a cell of EMF E. To find the balancing condition of this Wheatstone network, consider the points which are B and D, that is the point where galvanometer is connected. So to this point, observe the point is a node. To this node, let us apply the KCL, the first law, applying KCL at the node B. Now look at the currents which are entering to this node. I1 is the current which is entering. IG is the current which is leaving from the node, and I3 is also a current which is leaving from the node. So we have the 3 currents at node B. One is I1, second one is IG, and the third one is I3, in which I1 is entering, IG and I3 are leaving. According to the law, we have to consider the sum of leaving is equal to sum of entering. So by the KCL, we have I1 is equal to IG plus I3. Let us consider this as equation 1. Same way, we will apply the KCL at point D or a node D. So to this node, I2 is the current which is entering. IG is also a current which is entering, but I4 is the current which is leaving. Leaving current here it is I4. I2 and IG are the currents which are entering. Their sum I have to consider, which is equal to the leaving current. The only current which is leaving is I4. So I4 is equal to IG plus I2 according to KCL. Consider this as equation 2. Next, now let us apply the KVL to mesh ABDA. So we will start from A. Between A and B, we have a resistance P, and current through that resistance is I1. So I1P is the voltage between A and B. What is the sign convention? Current entering side is positive, leaving side is negative. And from A to B, when I move, the first sign what I reach is positive. Therefore, this voltage is positive. Next, we have to continue, and from B, D, we have the galvanometer. Through this galvanometer, current is IG. So, across the galvanometer, voltage is IG into G, where G is the resistance of the galvanometer. Now, the sign convention is the current entering side is positive, current leaving side is negative. When I move from B to D, the first sign which I reach is positive. Therefore, this voltage is also positive. Next, from D, we have to reach A. Between these 2 points, we have a resistance R, through which the current is I2, and current entering side is positive, leaving side is negative, because current flows from higher potential to lower potential. But while I move from D to A, the first sign what I reach is negative. Therefore, this voltage across R is negative. All this is equal to 0. So, equation 3, consider this as equation 3. Same way, let us apply the KVL to mesh BCDB, the next half of the Wheatstone bridge. According to naming, I have to start from B, then C. Between this, the resistance is Q. Okay, Q. Current is I3. Product of this is equal to voltage. And what is the sign convention? Current entering side is positive, leaving side is negative. The first sign according to my direction is positive for this voltage. Then from C to D, the resistance is S and current through that is I4. Current entering side is positive, leaving side is negative. But according to my direction, the first sign what I reach is negative, therefore this voltage is negative. Then from B to D, to complete the loop, we have a galvanometer between these 2 points. The resistance of galvanometer is G. Through that the current is Ig. Now the current entering side is positive, leaving side is negative. Then what is the sign convention for this voltage? As we are in the direction D to B, the first sign is negative. So sum of all this is equal to 0, equation 4. After finding all this 4 equation, now you have to consider a condition that the network is balanced. One of the balancing condition for this Wheatstone bridge is current through galvanometer is 0. This condition you have to consider. The current through the galvanometer, that is Ig, is equal to 0. So, according to condition, across the galvanometer or through the galvanometer, current is 0. The current is equal to 0 means the point B and the point D where the galvanometer is connected. So, these points are at same potential. They are at same potential. As they are at same potential, therefore, the current through the galvanometer is 0. This is one of the balancing condition for Wheatstone bridge. Considering this to equation 1, 2, 3, 4, then we have I1 is equal to I3, equation 5, I2 is equal to I4, equation 6, and in equation 5, I1P is equal to I2R. Consider this as equation 7. Equation 4 becomes I3Q is equal to I4S. Consider this as equation 8. All these equations are by applying the condition, that is Ig is equal to 0. Now in this equation, let us divide equation 7 by 8. Equation 7 is I1P by I3Q, which is equal to I2R divided by I4S. To this equation, let us use equation 5 and equation 6. Equation 5, what is equation 5? Equation 5 is I1 is equal to I3. And what is equation 6? Equation 6 is I2 is equal to I4. So, using this equation 5 and 6, this equation become I3 in the place of I1 from equation 5. Then in the place of I2, we have I4 by equation 6. So, I3P by I3Q is equal to I4R by I4S, where I3 cancel, I4 cancel, and we have P by Q is equal to R by S. This is the balance condition for Wheatstone bridge. So, we have two conditions, that is Ig is equal to 0. When Ig is equal to 0, P by Q is equal to R by S. Observe the picture and understand the condition. When Ig is equal to 0, that is the first condition, Ig is equal to 0, P by Q is equal to R by S. This is the balancing condition for Wheatstone bridge, which is very important 5-mark question. The question is, obtain the balance condition for Wheatstone network. So here we complete the chapter 3 and I wind up this session. In the next session, let us solve the problems from this chapter. Thank you.